Maraspa na Thabisa. Ke a le dumedisha batho ka moka. Re mo Mapodile Stadium, Steelport, FARPost Cup 4th edition. First semi-final, Sekhukhune and Sekhukhune. Let's hit it. Wow, unbelievable. 7 goals thriller. Sekhukhune beating Sekhukhune 5-2. Let's hear the coaches.
It was very much challenging in the starting point, whereby we were playing on our new formation for 4-4-2. Very much interesting. We've been able to get the first goal, but easily we considered a goal, of which I tried to rectify it because my defense were a little bit shaking and worrying about that goal. But during the first half, because they were leading us 2-1, then when we were in the coaching room, I tried to give them the correct play, which it will enable us to get some goals, of which it worked for us. When we came back, I make a change for my striker, Chuchu, and I introduced Duncan. And then so easily, we've been able to make those transitions which we've been planning in our during the second discussion with my players. And then thereafter, we get an equalizing goal so easily through a transition which has been made by Karabo, and then we get that goal for an equalizing. From there, I've made another 2 substitutions where I've been able to read that our opponents are very much lacking at their defense. Their central defense, number 13, which was good. I've made a plan against him that we must play floor balls, whereby I was using Sean as my right back, who was making those overlapping run. And then later on, we've been able to introduce Duncan and the new boys Sekhukhune, whereby we've been able to get 4 goals during the second half. That is how my plan worked, whereby I've been instructing my goalkeeper to make a time deck. We had to make some build-ups at the back to invite them to come to us so as we can be able to get the space. And it worked for us, whereby we've been able to get the space behind the defenders always. That is where we've been able to encounter them to make this game belongs to us.
It was too tough. And the game is a game of two halves. We played well in the first half. We managed to score 2 goals, but unfortunately, maybe because of tiredness, then in the second half we were nowhere to be found. And we finally conceded 3 goals. But I'm happy with the boys.
Thobela, my name is Aaron Mbazo Mokoena, the former captain ya Bafana Bafana. I'm in Limpopo, the region ya Sekhukhune. Right now, I'm with the president ya SAFA, Emuhulu, Eling Lazarus Tokwane. We're here actually to talk about football. It's only football. Let me call our president. Ndate. Thobela.
Hallelujah.
How are you, sir?
Good and you?
I'm very well.
Very happy.
So, sir, as we here in Limpopo, we know as footballers, we have the former footballers, we have the late footballers, we have the current footballers, we have development as well. My question now to you as the president, our president, let's start with the late former footballers. Probably can mention our scorer from the one team that we all like or we love, Orlando Pirates, Leslie Manyatel. Orishile, may his soul rest in peace. As we know, Orishile, what's the solution? We know how he passed. Accident, we can name it. But then what's the solution to avoid such?
You are more than welcome. We cannot have one solution. We may have solutions. We are talking of a human being that is ever changing. Now, the solution is very simple. We need to engage former players like yourself. You are saying a former player that has more experience in terms of developing the younger players to become, like you are saying, the Leslie Manyatel. If we are not interacting, if we are not coming together, definitely we can't have a solution. But your presence here and other coaches and the coach that we have here, bringing these kids together, ultimately we'll have a solution. That we've got the top goal scorer again at the end of the PSL, like Leslie Manyatel. Definitely when we engage these kids, letting it a process, let's not make an event once off. But going on, definitely they are growing, they are playing, they learn. Then we have a top players.
Making the process. That's what I like, Press. Shifting that a little bit. We all know the Leslie Manyatela. They all from somewhere. Yes, they're from Limpopo, Sekhukhune. But now we have Bomatoho. Currently, they playing. Now, my question now is people like Bomatoho, how can we use them in motivating the youngsters?
Whenever the league is at recess, a player is like a bishop, does not have a time to rest. Well, once you become the role model of the people, you need to come to the people. But how do you come to the people? We need to engage. Because they cannot know which areas need me. We need to go to them to say, now, you've got the spare time now, can you come to this area? Remember, once a kid see Matoho, definitely want to become Matoho. Right. Therefore, want to become Matoho, you need to engage in a football activity. Then you become Matoho. That's the way that we can engage and have players like them presently as they are.
Wow. Development, Press. My belief is that we have wrong people in positions when we talk development. Luckily, as I've been in Sekhukhune here, we had coaching seminar, which for now it raised questions. And it was so encouraging to see how many coaches want to be professional coaches. Now when you talk development, what currently as SAFA in Sekhukhune we doing for development Yabana, not coaches yet, but Yabana in the region?
First can I say, the first restaurant of every person is the mother's breast. You cannot separate the mother from a child.
Now, you talk development. Like we are saying, you need to have the right people.
Yep.
Now, fortunately enough, here in Sekhukhune, you are not talking to the wrong people. We've got our coach, Steve Mhlaban, who is a CAF instructor.
Okay.
He is our technical head here. We have appointed him to that particular point, knowing of the experience and knowledge that he has. So ultimately can bring those people together. Hence yesterday, you see so many coaches. We've got the D licenses, we've got the C licenses. Now, like we are saying, not coaches, but the kids. Kids from the school. The football starts from the school. Football starts from home. We need to integrate it. At school, they've got teachers. After school, they must go to communities where they must have these coaches now. Ultimately, the coaches must belong to the organization. They belong to us to suffer, and we train them. When we train them, the skill that they have or the knowledge now is given back to the kids. Therefore now, once you give kids skills, easy to learn, eager to learn, and unfortunately like an older person. But when you bring these kids like today, when you look all over here, you see there are a lot of kids. When you engage those poor kids, the skills is easily being transferred to them. Therefore, we can talk of this level. But then, we've got 5 LFAs here. Ultimately, for us to prosper, we have in every LFA the head of technical. That is getting Coach Steve. We've got the under 15s, we've got the under 14s that are playing at the level of the association. It means now every LFA must develop. But unfortunately, we don't have the under 10s. Then it's wrong. But like I'm saying, we've got the under 15s, we've got under 17s. But like we are saying, we need to start at a very early age, early development of a kid. Like we take it as a preschool. So now when they grow up, they grow knowing this game, knowing the laws of the game, knowing on how to play it. Definitely can.
About continuation.
Yes. Because like I'm saying, probably we need to engage schools. In every school, we must have a qualified coach. Remember, kids trust teachers than us as parents, as coaches outside. Remember, when your kid comes from school, doing a homework, we'll be saying, no, Daddy, no. This is not how we have been taught at school. So we need to have coaches at school. Then we develop them.
So academic and football, they go hand in hand.
See, you can't separate academic matters from football. Agree with me? We don't want the kids that can know football, don't have academic background.
Interview.
Matad. Remember, fortunately, I'm with you. You went overseas. How do you then interact with those players, the coach, and everybody? You struggle. Let's, for an example, go to Coach Steve Khombela. He's a former teacher. I think he can speak 11 languages or more than that. So we need such kids in football. You communicate with everybody that you come across. Remember now, if we say, Aaron, get to the field, these are 200 kids, now you talk English. Hey. No, they'll run away. So you must talk every language wherever you are. If you are in Guyana, you talk the Shangana language. In Vembe, you talk the Jivenda. You are here, you talk. But at the same time, at school, they are being taught all different languages so that they can communicate.
Yeah. FARPost viewers,
Yeah, re kwile re coach ne ba reng. Now second semi-final, Elias Mutwaledi and Ephraim Moral.
Come on.
Wow. Ephraim Morale, he win the penalty. Ija Elias Mutswabedi. Aruto di coach di ring.
Game le right le second half. Zamilo Kora second half. Ne re try gore re tshware pressure for 10 minutes 20 minutes re ba bone cause ne re tseba gore ne ba etla mo di marena. So unfortunately ba backline rena ba bang ba rena le mathomo ba tla mo pitching experience, so ba betile ke stage fright wa bona. So otherwise mara game in right re zamile counter re tshwara pressure ipadini experience is a mo young boys ba salena.
I found the game very interesting, especially the first 20 minutes where we conceded 3 goals through mistakes and also getting conditions to the environment. So we found it very difficult the first 20 minutes. But after that, once we started getting into our pathing rhythms, opening up the play, making the pitch as wide as possible, and also looking to attack the half spaces inside, looking to find those forward runs and those blind attack runs. So little by little, we started to show a little bit of character, maybe intensity. But then after halftime, 3-0 down, we spoke about those little mistakes that we made and also not opening up the play, not combining those passes. But second half, it went a little bit better. Then we got those goals based on finding those guys in the half spaces, then combining with the guys on the outside, then putting the ball inside with the side entries. Then we were able to get 3. For me, it was easy goals because it was all about applying the principles of attack. Inside, going outside, when you're outside, coming inside. So I think it was most important that we understood each other during halftime, and everything went well.
Yes, we're back again. Aaron Mokoena, the former captain of Bafana. We're still in Sekhukhune. Hey, it's hot, it's happening before you here. Things are happening, a lot of talent here. Right now, I'm with a special one, Coach Themba Sithole. I think it's about time now to bring him through so we can hear just a little bit about Sekhukhune and obviously what he's all about. Themba.
Yes, Baba.
How are you, sir?
I'm all right. How are you doing?
I'm very good.
Yes, Baba.
Coach, we're in Sekhukhune now.
Yep.
And I always say, protocol is so important. We can't leave Sekhukhune without talking to Sekhukhune Football Club.
Yes.
The only club that is playing in PSL.
Yes.
In Sekhukhune.
Yebo.
How are you, sir?
I can't complain. I'm happy to be here. When I was in South America the last 3 weeks, and when I came back, I'm still trying to recover a little bit from the trip. But when I heard that FARPost is coming to this area, definitely I had to come. Not just because of FARPost, because this is my area.
It's your hood.
I was here 3 months ago. the same stadium for trials.
Wow.
We have scouted a lot of youngsters, and there are some youngsters that are playing today that were not selected by then. But already today, I've seen 6 youngsters that I think they deserve to be given the chance. So this is very important for us at football clubs.
No, absolutely. That's exactly actually the question that I wanted to ask you, Coach. We here as FARPost, I'm here as the national team coach as well, under 17. For us, actually, we're so jealous about development. But I still believe that at times we have wrong people in development. Do you agree?
I agree. I was talking to one of my colleagues up there. I think our structures suffer, especially. They need to do something about it. What I've seen that where we are going wrong, we've got a lot of special ones in the country. You know, England, they've got Jose Mourinho. Here we've got too many Jose Mourinhos. So we need to make sure that we have got football people running football. So we've got a lot of former players that are just sitting out there. If we can bring these guys on board and make sure that they go into coaching courses and qualify, our football will grow. Because if you look at it now, we have gone down, especially after the lockdown. There is no hope that our country is going to go anywhere in terms of qualifications, because you have the AFCON, you have all these structures. And the problem, especially the World Cup, if we have to qualify through to the World Cup, we have to go through the Western Africa, we have to go through the Northern Africa, which is going to be very difficult for us. So something has to be done on that. We are trying our best. I've been in this football for a long, I've been doing scouting for a long, but again, you can't just have Themba Sithole alone. We need a lot of people that will leave the big cities and come into the bundles like this. There's a lot of talent that we need to make sure that we bring. The last few months that I was here, there's already, I've identified 4 or 5 players in that group that we are already preparing for the Premier League. I've seen 6, 7 youngsters today that deserve to be given a chance, even for the multi-choice. Then we can work from there. But we need to work very hard. Otherwise, if we are going to sit inside the air cons, nothing is going to happen.
Coach, I think I'm taking 2 things home from what you said. One, politicians need to stay out of football. Let footballers run football. And let's get qualifications as ex-footballers. Am I right?
It's very important. When I retired in 2002, the first thing I did was my level 1, I did my level 2. Unfortunately, SAFA did not give me opportunity to do the level 3. I went to London. I spent 4 years up and down London doing, because level 2 did not qualify me to do any courses that side. So I had to do level 1, I had to do the intermediate courses that qualified me for UEFA B. So we need to go that direction, because it just opens your mind. Your playing experience, and if you go for courses, then you become better. And then you know when you go into the field what to do with these youngsters. We've got a lot of coaches in this country working at the lower division, working at our development structures that are not qualified, which is not good for football.
Coach Themba, there's a coach that I admire a lot in Sekhukhune there, Coach Thabo Sinong. You know, when I was at Bafana Bafana as a manager, he said to me, "Captain, why don't you get in coaching?" I never wanted to be a coach before, but he forced me actually to get in coaching. And he said to me, "You have played the game, and you have played the game to the highest standard. Once you get the qualifications, we need people like you. You can absolutely serve the purpose. You can absolutely speak this player's language. They can listen to you because you have traveled the world, you have achieved, and it will be easier for us actually to come through and to pull through together to be able to develop this boy." So all I'm saying is that I'm happy that as Sekhukhune Football Club, you're busy, more especially in your area before you get out there. But then maybe the last question, Coach, you have spoken about UEFA coaching badge. What is the difference between, to the viewers now, what is the difference between UEFA coaching badge and CAF coaching badge?
From what I've seen when I did my courses here and when I went to Europe, in Europe you align yourself with the principles of football. It's not just about the coach's philosophy, it's about your philosophy that you line up with the principles of football. And as soon as you as a coach, you are on top of your game when it comes to the principles of football, and then you're done. You can go out there, you design your own things, you design your own exercises and whatever, and you just become better. I became much better when I came back from these courses, because you see again what is happening here at home. You find some courses that people are doing, they are very short. Okay. That UEFA B that I did in London, it was 9 months. I was traveling up and down for 9 months. Now you can see the amount of hours that we had to spend in the classroom. So we have to go that direction. Otherwise our country is in trouble. Especially the former footballers that are sitting out there drinking. Let's stop drinking and come back and pay back to our communities as well.
Coach Tole, you know what? I'm passionate, more especially about development. I have done my UEFA C license together with Nwanko the King Kwankanu and Benjani Muariwari. Yes. I'm saying I'm now the coach because Tabosino, and I'm enjoying it. I think now I'm going to add to what you're saying. Guys out there, let's get into coaching. These boys and girls, they need us more than anyone.
Yeah, no re lo bapala final arena, o lo bapala Ephraim Magale le Sekhukhune.